Today, drywall repair. Oh, and this is Miko. He's going to be helping. At least that's what he thinks. He hates it when I talk to the people. Hi, people. Hey, welcome back to Jack of All Trades. I'm Kent, your handyman with a plan. Today, drywall repair. Oh, and this is Miko. He's going to be helping. At least that's what he thinks. He hates it when I talk to the people. Hi, people. All right, so, oops. Had a hammer slip. Darn it. We got to fix that. Okay, let's go over the proper way to fix this hole. First thing you're going to need is a drywall patch. You can buy a small piece at the home center. Now, since we're in the middle of the field, we don't want the tapered edge. Is our piece of drywall patch, and we're just going to stick this on the wall. We're going to cover up our hole, and we're just going to draw an outline around it. Instead of matching the patch to the hole, we're going to match the hole to the patch. Okay, next step would be to cut this out, and you can use your utility knife. I'm just cutting right outside the line. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You want it close, just so you can slide your patch right in. Okay, you can just keep working this with your knife, or you can get a jab saw. I, however, am lazy, as we've mentioned before. Got the oscillating tool. So there's our hole. Now here's the next step. This is the important one. You're going to need 2 blocks of wood. You can, once again, buy a small piece at the big box store, cut it off. You can use your oscillating tool, you can use a handsaw, you can use a power saw. You can even ask them to cut these for you. You just need to know approximately how big you need it, and you want it just a little bit bigger than the sides of your hole. Then you're going to need some drywall screws. They sell these in all sizes of boxes, all kinds of stuff. You can hand drive these, you can power drive them. Just going to reach through, hold that up, make sure you're not going to drill it into your finger. And you want that head just below the surface of the paper. Just like that. I'm going to add 2 more here. That's there. Face is the dark paper, or the back is the dark paper. Face is the light paper. I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in the hole. Once again, staying about a 1/2 inch from the edge. There we go. So now we're ready for some tape and some mud. There's a little spot here that's sticking up. I'm just going to press that down. Some of these you could take a utility knife, and if you got any that's really sticking up, go ahead and, like these down here where I had the hole, we'll just kind of trim the paper. So we start with as smooth of a wall as we can. Alright, there we go. Next you're going to need some drywall tape. This is the mesh stuff. Typically on a patch like this I'd use the ultra thin stuff. I don't have any of that handy, so we're just going to stick that on the wall. On all our seams. Alright, there we go. And then your roll, I like to fold the end over so you can grab it easily next time you need to use it. So let's talk about mud. What I have here is Easy Sand 5 patching compound. It's a lightweight, easy sand. It comes in a plastic bag with a Ziploc seal on it. You can buy the pre-mixed mud, but for this kind of repair and as a homeowner, I get this because the pre-mixed mud does go bad and you're not going to use that much. So Easy Sand, this is the 5. It's the fastest setting stuff. You can get stuff that takes a little longer to set. Probably good for first timer like the 45 or the 90. Look for the small bag. You don't need a giant. Look for the resealable bag. This way you can have it on your shelf and use it as needed. You're not stuck with a bucket of mud that you're not going to use because you're not going to use that much. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed up, and we'll be right back. The instructions on the bag. You don't need a high quality drywall knife to do this. Or anything fancy. I just got a plastic cup here that unfortunately had some dried paint in it that I thought was really stuck and isn't. So there's some paint in my drywall mud. Not going to hurt anything. We'll work around it. But so we're just going to take this and we're going to smear it on. Yeah, mine's not mixed quite as well as it should be, but that's okay. And like I said, it's got paint flakes in it. And maybe that helps it show up better on camera. I don't know. If you got paint flakes in it, you should probably clean out your cup and try again. So, I like a 6-inch knife to start with. So we're just going to come across here and smooth everything back out. You don't want to overwork it. paint flakes are making this a little bit difficult. So a flatter knife to smooth. Then we're going to call that good. So I'm going to clean off my knife. Okay, so now we have this hole. And you'd be tempted to do this. That's not going to work. Okay, it's going to look like crap. So in this case, we're going to take our marking tools and we're just going to do center of the hole right there, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, and I'm just gonna draw my lines. About a 2-inch square, something like that. And again, I'm going to cheat because I can. Yeah, didn't get that cut all the way through, but we can cheat on the back side here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of drywall that's about an inch bigger on each side. So a 4x4 square is what we're looking for. Approximately. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take and put this right in the center and draw a line around it. And we're going to take our knife and we are just going to score that on this back side here. You want to do this on the back, not the front. Just score your lines. Okay. And we're going to break. And the goal is to just peel it off. This is a little difficult because this drywall was sitting outside, so it's a little damp. But we're leaving the face paper in place. Okay, we're going to take our mud, which is starting to stiffen up. Like I said, this is the 5-minute stuff, and we're just going to spread it around our hole. About an inch wider than we need. We're going to take our patch. We're going to try to slide it into the hole. Still hitting. That was a little too close to my lines. Not a big deal. You can just trim it off. Push it all the way in until your paper is flat. Take your knife and just squeeze out all the extra. All right, like I said, this is 5-minute mud, so it's going to dry very quickly. I'm going to go ahead and get tools cleaned up, and when it's ready for the next coat, we'll come back and we'll do the next coat, and we'll be ready to go. No! Stop eating drywall. Okay, guys, our patches are set up mostly, so we're just going to lightly knock down any ridges. Run your blade over it really nice and soft. You're not trying to gouge. All right. So now we're just going to apply our second coat. Alright, there's your two standard patches, your regular patch with the supports behind it, and your California patch for smaller holes. This will work anything up to, I don't like going over, say, 3x3, 3x4, somewhere in that size with the California patch. It's just not as strong because there's no support behind it. Bigger patches, anything bigger than that, use this. And in this case I did a support at the top and a support at the bottom. You could also put one across the middle if you needed to on a larger patch. Or you can cut back to the stud and cut half the stud off and do that and put a long runner on the other side. There you go. Get your patches done. Fix that hole that your upset teenager put in the hole with the doorknob or to their fist or whatever else. Catch you on the next one.